Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Hello, hello. I'm back. I know it's been a while, but I'm glad to be back. And yeah, I apologize for being gone for so long. I know I'm guessing it was about a week, but just dealing with life stuff as it goes. Um, I don't remember where I left off, so I'm gonna try to find that because it has been a while. Let's see. Okay. Importing modules. I honestly don't even remember a whole lot of it, so I may have to give myself a refresher and see where we are, honestly. Um, let's see. This is missing something. What is it missing? Oh yeah, it's missing the view count. Maybe it's for the better that I don't see that. But I'll be sure to keep an eye out for any comments or whatnot. I'm gonna try taking things a little slow and see where it takes me, but we'll just have to see. Alright, I'm gonna start focusing and stop looking at my phone. So we have all these programs created from last time, and let's just go through it a little bit. Okay, allow access. Alright. I don't know. I just saw a typo. I figured I'll take it out. Alright, so hello.py introduces a print function. It introduces variables and the input function, and then the len function to see the characters. Uh, I don't know what IntelliCode is, but we'll just leave that for now. And then I believe this was the next one. Or maybe not. For num and total plus. Alright, let me open up the terminal and actually try running these as well. Yes, I prefer Ubuntu. We'll just give it a second to load up. And what happened? Exit code. What? Well, guess we won't be using that. Okay. PowerShell works as well. I don't remember if I have to specify whether we'll just find out. Python 3 or just Python. ./goss.py 50/50. Okay. I forgot what this was for. It was the guy who said if you add up, I think, all the numbers up to 100, so 0 plus 1, 1 plus 2, 2 plus 3, and then it would equal that, and this was the formula for it. And this was the introduction to the for function. Print my name is I equals 0, while I is less than 5. Print Jimmy 5 times. Okay. I'm not gonna bother with this because it's just confusing me even more, but we'll continue on with the sessions. And if I have any issues with any of these, then I'll revisit the chapter and see what I need to relearn. But for now, this is good. Okay, so the flow control, let's see. Further down, further down. Program execution, flow control. We're looking for importing module. I believe it was part of chapter 2. There it is. Okay, so the last function we created should have been, I can't remember, it was either swordfish or goss. Or, never mind, it was 5 times. Neither of those. Okay, so importing modules. All Python programs can call a basic set of functions called built-in functions, including the print, input, and len functions you've seen before. Python also comes with a set of modules called a standard library. Each module is a Python program that contains a related group of functions that can be embedded in your programs. For example, the math module has mathematics-related functions, the random module has a random number-related functions, and so on. Before you can use the functions in a module, you must import the module with an import statement. In code, an import statement consists of the following: the import keyword, the name of the module, optionally more module names as long as they're separated by commas. Once you import a module, you can use all the cool functions of that module. Let's give it a try with the random module, which will give us access to the random.randint function. Enter this code into the file editor and save it as printrandom.py. Okay. Printrandom.py. Alright, so we do import random. Oops. And oops. Okay, there you go. Import random for I in range of 5 colon print random dot rand int 110. Okay. Don't overwrite module names. Man, I'm already thirsty. Give me a second. Alrighty. Okay. Don't overwrite module names. When you save your Python scripts, take care not to give them a name that is used by one of Python's modules, such as random.py, sys.py, os.py, or math.py. I wonder where they're located. I'm guessing in the program files directory, where Python is installed. If you accidentally name one of your programs, say random.py, and use an import random statement in another program, your program would import your random.py file instead of Python's random module. So does it look on your entire computer instead of a specific directory, like the main Python install directory? So if I were to create a program on the desktop called random.py, it would use, okay, maybe it will answer my question. This can lead to errors such as attribute error, module random has no attribute randint. Since your random.py doesn't have the functions that the real random module has, Don't use the names of any built-in Python functions either, such as print or input. Problems like these are uncommon, but can be tricky to solve. As you gain more programming experience, you'll become more aware of the standard names used by used by Python's modules and functions, and will run into these problems less frequently. Alright, when you run this program, the output will look something like this, 41841. Okay, let's run it. Did I type something wrong? Okay, let me actually read it. Module random has no attribute randit. Oh. If I were to just read 6610 that's what I got. For I in range 5, print random int 1 to 10. Okay. What I don't understand is it's in the range of 5. 6610 4. You can view the execution of this program at blah blah blah. The random randint function call evaluates to a random integer value between the two integers that you pass it. Since randint is in the random module, you must first type random in front of the function name to tell Python to look for this function inside the random module. Okay, makes sense. Here's an example of an import statement that imports 4 different modules. Import random sys os math. Okay, so it puts it all on one line. I could be mistaken, but I think JavaScript, you had to write it individually. Or maybe it was Python. People just put it separately to organize it better. Now we can use any of the functions in these 4 modules. We'll learn more about them later in the book. Okay. From import statements, an alternative form of the import statement is composed of the from keyword followed by the module name, the import keyword, and a star, for example, from random import asterisk. With this form of import statement, calls to functions in random will not need. Man, I'm missing all these commas and I'm just reading this shit without properly saying it like I'm supposed to. So with this form of import statement, calls to functions in random will not need the random dot prefix. Oh my god, I hate this. Calls to functions in random will not need the random dot prefix. However, using the full name makes for more readable code, so it is better to use the import random form of the statement. Okay, I didn't really understand much of that. So, let me try rereading this. Not aloud, so I can actually think about it. General form of the import statement is composed of the from keyword. Module name. Oh, okay. So you wouldn't need this part, but he's saying it's easier, it's more readable when you have it like this. Because, yeah, it makes sense. Like, to a brand new programmer like me, I'd be confused if I just saw the function and then I'd scroll up looking for the function, but I don't find it. I couldn't find it, so it would be better to have a random dot in there. Ending a program early with sys.exit function. The last flow control concept to cover is how to terminate the program. Programs always terminate if the program execution reaches the bottom of the instructions. However, you can cause the program to terminate or exit before the last instruction by calling the sysexit function. Since this function is in the sys module, you have to import sys before your program can use it. Open a file editor window. Okay, exit example.py. Example.py. Man, I'm so bummed out that Linux isn't working. I'll have to fix that later. Okay, so let's write the code. Import sys while true print type exit to exit response equals input if response is equal to exit this dot exit print you typed plus response plus. Okay, so let's run this program now. Hold on, let me try to figure out where the error is here. Oh, whoops. Equal sign. There you go. Type exit to exit. No. So it'll keep doing that. Alright. This program has an infinite loop with no break statement inside. The only way this program will end is if the execution reaches the sys.exit call. When response is equal to exit, the line containing the sys.exit call is executed. Since the response variable is set by the input function, the user must enter exit in order to stop the program. Okay. A short program, guess the number. Okay. The examples I've shown you so far are useful for introducing basic concepts, but now let's see how everything you've learned comes together in a more complete program. In this section, I'll show you a simple guess the number game. Excuse me. When you run this program, the output will look something like this. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 20. Take a guess. 10. Guess is too low. Take a guess. Too low. Too high. 16. Oh, that's fun. Alright, so now we're getting to the more interesting part and a little further away from the annoying theory part. For now. He'll definitely have more theories later. Okay, so let's create this. Guess the number .py. If there's anybody watching and following along, I think this would be a good start to making your GitHub portfolio. Like, I know it's somebody else's code, but this is you learning it. And that's what I plan on doing as well. Import random. Okay, secret number equals random dot randint 1 to 20 print I am thinking of a number between 1 and 20. Okay. Ask the player to guess 6 times. For guesses taken in range. Why couldn't he just do 0 to 6? Or sorry, 0 to 5. 1 to 7. Can he not use 0 in here? Print. I'm gonna test that after I write the code. Take a guess. Guess equals int input. So the input can only be integer. Okay. If guess is less than secret number, print your guess is too low. Simple enough. Elif guess is greater than secret number, print your guess is too high. I already know the last one is equal. Else break. This condition is the correct guess. Let's not forget the colons here. I forgot which extension I'm using for this, but it's super helpful. Maybe it's the Python extension, I'm not sure. I'm kind of a dummy when it comes to all this coding stuff so far. If guess is equal to secret number, print good job, you guessed my number in str guesses taken plus okay, let me just close this. Alright. Else print nope, the number I was thinking of was plus string secret number. Alright, let's run this. Let me close these up here as well. Okay, it's working. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 20. 14. Guess it's too high. 12. 5. What? Hey, it works. This is actually a good program too. Damn it. There you go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got it on the last try. Alright, now let's do... Nope, the number I was thinking of was 9. Okay, that works too. That's pretty dope. I like that. That's a good program. You know, let me create a new folder in here. GitHub. Okay. Did the music stop? Let's give it a second. There you go. I have the volume a little low, so sometimes you can't hear it. Alright. Okay. You can view the execution of this program, blah blah blah. Let's look at this code line by line starting at the top. This is a guess the random number game, or guess a number game. Import and secret number. First, a comment at the top of the code explains what the program does. Then the program imports a random module so that it can be used, so it can use the random.randint function to generate a number for the user to guess. The return value, a random integer between 1 and 20, is stored in the variable secret number. Print, I am thinking of a number between 1 and 20, blah blah blah. The program tells the player that it has come up with a secret number and will give the player 6 chances to guess it. The code that lets the player enter a guess and checks that guess is in a for loop that will loop at most 6 times. The first thing that happens in the loop is that the player types in a guess. Since input returns a string, its return value is passed straight into int, which translates the string into an integer value. This gets stored in a variable named guess. Let me try something. So, GitHub. So if I do S, it just fails. I want to add some sort of functionality in there where it just doesn't accept a string. I'll look at that later, but it's something I want to add, just for my own. The program tells the player that has come up with this first that happens in the loop is the player types in a guess. Since inputs returns a string, its return value is passed straight into int, which translates the string into an integer value. This gets stored in a variable named guess. If guess is less than secret number, print your guess is too low. If guess is greater than secret number. This is pretty self-explanatory. These few lines of code check to see whether the guess is less than or greater than the secret number. In either case, a hint is printed to the screen. Else break. If the guess is neither higher nor lower than the secret number, then it must be equal to the secret number. In which case, you want the program execution to break out of the for loop. Okay. After the for loop, the previous if-else statement checks whether the player has correctly guessed a number and then prints an appropriate message to the screen. In both cases, the program displays a variable that contains an integer value. Guess is taken and a secret number. Program displays a variable that contains a secret value. Okay. Since it must concatenate these integer values to strings, it passes these variables to the str function, which returns the string value form of these integers. Now, these strings can be concatenated with the plus operators before finally being passed to the print function call. Jesus, sometimes it's like I'm having a stroke reading this. Hey, another program, okay. Plus. Let's use the programming concepts we've learned so far to create a simple rock, paper, scissors game. The output will look like this. Rock, paper, scissors, 0 wins, 0 losses, 0 ties. Enter your move. Rock, paper, scissors, or quit. Okay, so paper versus paper. It is a tie. 0 wins, 1 losses, 1 ties. Enter your move. Rock, paper, scissors, or quit. Scissors versus paper. You win. Type the following source code into the file editor and save the file as rpsgame.py. rpsgame.py. Okay. Import random sys print rock paper scissors these variables keep track of the number of wins, losses, and ties. Okay. Wins equals 0, losses equals 0, ties equals 0. While true, Jesus. Tag the main game loop. Print %s wins, %s losses. Was %s line breaks? I can't remember. I'm guessing so. Seeing 0 wins, 0 losses. Maybe we'll define it somewhere else. Okay, he'll explain it later, I'm sure. %s wins, %s losses, %s ties. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. So he just defines it right here. Percent wins, losses, ties. That's pretty cool. So it's smart enough to know that, you know, which variable will go with what. In the order that it is. So the first %s will be the first variable, second will be the second variable, third will be the third. Okay. Alright. Well, a true within a true function. Okay, the player input loop. Print, enter your move, rock, fees, paper, scissors, or quit. Player move equals input if player move equals Q. Sys.exit with the game. Okay, sys.exit is pretty handy then. If player move equals R, or player move equals P, or player move equals S, break out of the player input loop. Okay, break out of the player input loop. Print type one of R, P, S, or Q. Alright, so now we're gonna define them down here. So we're still in the while loop. So we'll start here. So display what the player chose if player move equals R, print rock versus elif player move equals P, print paper versus okay, and elif player move equals S, print scissors versus alright. So we still haven't defined rock, paper, scissors yet, which will probably come below here. Yeah, geez, this is a longer program, but the more the merrier. Okay, display what the computer chose. Random number is equal to... Did I not define random number somewhere? Oh, I just skimmed over it. Random number equals random dot rand int 1 to 3 equals 1. Computer move is equal to R. Same thing for computer move. Did I not define that anywhere? Random number random name. I don't see it. Did he not define that anywhere? Player move is defined right here. Where's computer move defined? Print. Okay, I'll just keep writing the code for now, and I'll have to come back to it later. Random number equals 2. Computer move equals S. Oh. P. Paper. Random number equals 3. S. Scissors. Alright. I think we might have a failure on our hand because this computer move isn't defined anywhere. But we'll see. Display and record the win loss tie. If player move is equal to computer move print it is a tie. Ties equals ties plus 1. Just gonna copy this. And then it's gonna be elif player move is equal to R and computer move is equal to S. U when equals wins plus 1. Elif player move is equal to. I feel like there's a better way of doing this. P computer move is equal to R. Print you win. Wins equals wins plus 1. S P okay, R and P. So rock, paper, you lose. Losses equals losses plus 1. E and S. And then S and R. Okay. Now let me just figure out where he defines computer move. Right here. No. So random number is defined right up here. What am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anything. Let me run this code. It's likely gonna fail, but yeah. I believe this is the first instance of us seeing it. I don't see it up here. The main game loop. The hell? This does not make any sense. And I could use some assistance. Computer move equals R. What if I just make computer move equals to 0? just run. I think I need to add it in here. Why is this not working? Computer move. Computer move. Why is it expecting that? This is so confusing. Well, let me just run it. Invalid syntax. Oh, don't I have and? Set up for what? Oh my god. Rand int. Rock versus scissors. Okay, this is really confusing me. I do R. Why doesn't it increase? Rock versus scissors. Computer move not defined. Computer move equals this. Bruh. What are we missing here? Only a part of the code is working and I'm just confused why it's like that. Where did he define computer move that I'm missing to see it? He didn't. Oh, I am dumb. Very, very dumb. There you go, now it's working. Just took a little bit of messing around. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Ah, damn it. Ah, sweet release. I thought I wouldn't be able to sneeze for a second. Okay. So now that the program works, let's give it a few runs. Scissors versus paper. You win. Rock. Rock versus fork. Scissors. Let's try anything. Okay, wouldn't take it. Nice. Rock versus rock. It's a tie. P. Paper versus rock. 3 wins. Nice. Quit. Okay. Finding the program. Okay, let's read the code because there's a whole lot of stuff he did in here, but it's a whole lot of stuff that he's already shown. Let's look at this code line by line starting at the top. Import random, comma sys, blah blah blah. First we import the random and sys module so that our program can call the random.randint and sys.exit functions. We also set up 3 variables to keep track of how many wins, losses, and ties the player has had. While true, the main game loop. This program uses a while loop inside of another while loop. The first loop is the main game loop, and a single game of rock, paper, scissors. Is player... Hold on. Single game of rock... Man, these run-on sentences are making me really annoyed. The first loop is the main game loop, and a single game of rock, paper, scissors is player on each iteration through this loop. God, this sentence is giving me a stroke, and I'm not gonna read it again. The second loop asks for input from the player and keeps looping until the player has entered an R, P, S, or Q for their move. The R, P, and S correspond to rock, paper, and scissors, respectively, while the Q means the player intends to quit. In that case, sys.exit is called and the program exits if the player has entered R, P, or the program exits. If the player has entered R, P, or S, the execution breaks out of the loop. Otherwise, the program reminds the player to enter R, P, S, or Q and goes back to the start of the loop. Type 1 of R, P, S, or Q. I don't think that one worked. Did it tell me to type? Yeah, it did, okay. Alright. So the next step, what the player chose, what the computer chose. Next, the computer's move is randomly selected since random.randint can only return a random number, the 1, 2, or 3 Integer value it returns is stored in a variable named random number. Where was that defined? 1 comma 3. Where was that? Oh, okay. Man, I'm really blind today. It was in there. Okay. The program stores RPO string and the computer move based on the integer and random number as well as displays the computer's move. Alright, this one's pretty self-explanatory. Finally, the program compares the strings in player move and computer move and displays the results on the screen. It also increments the wins, losses, or ties variable appropriately. Once the execution reaches the end, it jumps back to the start of the main program loop to begin another game. By using expressions that evaluate to true or false, also called conditions, you can write programs that make decisions on what code to execute and what code to skip. You can also execute code over and over again in a loop while a certain condition evaluates to true. The break and continue statements are useful if you need to exit a loop or jump back to the loop start. These flow control statements will let you write more intelligent programs. You can also use another type of flow control by writing your own functions, which is the topic of the next chapter. Oh shit! Alright, that's the end of the chapter. And that's also gonna be the end of the stream. I know these streams are short. I hope they're short and sweet, but just have too much going on in life right now, and this is all I can afford at the moment. But I'm glad I'm doing something productive regardless. This is hopefully gonna keep me on track of learning coding. This was day 2, and day 1 was last week, but since I took a whole ass break, I figured I'll call this day 2, and hopefully I won't be taking any further breaks. So I hope to see you tomorrow. I plan on streaming around 6 or 6:30 p.m. EST, as many days as possible, but right now my schedule is Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. But maybe I could do the entire week, possibly, since these are 1-hour streams. God damn it. Oh shit. You had to send your viewers over now and I'm quitting my stream. Jesus. Alright, I'll stick around for a little bit longer. Perfect timing, honestly. I guess I could do a little bit of the practice questions. But what time is it? 7:06. I'll go on until 7:30. I am honestly drained, but you know, thank you so much for sending viewers over. Tendy's God. Um, I see you buying a bunch of penny stocks. Don't worry, I was there myself at one time. Um, Alright, so let's do some practice questions then. What are the two values of the Boolean data type? How do you write them? True or false? Hey, nice. You know what? I'll check you out. Yeah, honestly, I'm all good. I do some coding on my stream too. We can help each other out with streams. Yeah, man. I mean, I'd be happy to pitch in wherever I can. I'll be honest, I don't have much going for me right now, but I think I'm at a good starting point. Um, and right now I'm personally trying to learn Python. I'm not exactly sure which language you specialize in or are trying to specialize in, but Python being the easiest, I figured it'd be a good start. And yeah, I'd be happy to help you out, and maybe we could do a collab as well. Um, but yeah, right now I'm just reading this book. If you're just coming in, I'm intermediate with JavaScript. Ooh, I tried doing JavaScript. I remember back in high school I took JavaScript, and yeah, I dropped out of that class. I used to skip it so much. Let me see that. I have notifications off. Let's see. WSB attendees. Attendees got. Okay, let's see. Hey, I see you. Nice, you're at 127 followers. I'm at 10 right now, but I'll get there one day. um, with due time. Okay, let's look at these practice questions. So what are the two values of Boolean data type? How do you write them? Okay, so the answers are at the very bottom. True or false, how do you write them? It's variable is equal to true, or you could say while true. Let's see. Chapter 2. True and false, use capital T and F, the rest of the word in lowercase. Okay. I'm not reading it, I'm just screenshotting it. Okay, that goes up to 4 questions. Okay, what are the two values of Boolean data type? How do you write them? So true or false, and then it said you could do T and F with the rest of the word in lowercase. Okay, what are the 3 Boolean operators? Ah, shit. I don't know. Let's see. And, or, and not. Okay. Write out the truth tables of each Boolean operator, that is, every possible combination of Boolean values for the operator and what they evaluate to. What does that mean? True and true is true. Oh Jesus, he wants me to do all of them? True and true is true, true or true is true, true or false is true, true and false is false, false and false is true, false or false is true, false and true is false. Jesus, that's a long ass list he wants me to write, but it's right here. False and false is false, okay. False and true is false. True and false is false. You should just think of a simple program and make it. For instance, make a program where you enter 2 numbers and it outputs the highest number. Would you be able to do that? I can try. So, just to reiterate, this is basically my day 2 of it. I did my first day a week ago, so I remember a little bit of it, but I could try making that. Hi num.py. Okay. Think of a simple program and make it. For instance, make a program where you enter 2 numbers and it outputs the highest number. Okay. So num1 is equal to input, num2 is equal to input if num1 is greater than num2, print num1, so we'll do str num1 plus is greater is the greater number. If num2, let's keep the same, less than num2, print str num2 is the greater number. Weird way of saying it, but let me try. Instead of elif, we could just type else dash dash, because if the num1 isn't greater than num2, then the only option left is that num2 is higher. Fair point. Else. Alright. Python. Num. Oh shit, I didn't ask for um print. Hold on, let me look at this one real quick. My name equals input. Hold up. Oh shoot. So it works, I just have to add a little bit of enter the first number. Print. Enter the second number. 1, 5. 5 is a greater number. Okay. 5, 1. Alright, it works. Nice. Created a program on my own. Thanks for that. You know, it's a friend of mine also told me to check out edabit.org. I think it's .org, but I think they have some tutorials there as well. edabit.com. But this was another one that I was gonna look at. But yeah, that was a good point you made about elif. It's still something I'm getting used to, but this was actually easier than I thought. It's overwhelming thinking about creating a program, but once you actually start getting into the process, then it becomes easier. Yeah, they help, but overall the best way to learn is to just code yourself a program. Fair point. Like when I stream, you'll see the entire web app. I'm trying to make kind of thing. Okay. Let's see. Learned more from streaming than I did in school. You know, honestly, that's just kind of been my thing too. Because when I was in school, in the computer science class that I just dropped out of or skipped, the teacher would just hand a packet, and he would tell us to read whatever's written in the packet, and he'd like make a program out of it, and that's kind of difficult. And I know that's the same thing I'm kind of doing here, is just reading a book and creating programs, but it just feels different now because I'm not being forced to do it. And obviously everybody learns in their own process too, so that's the other thing. But just being in front of a camera and actually writing code is motivating enough to kind of continue with it. Like I originally did gaming streams, but then I was like, I need this shit more than I need that other stuff. So I figured I'll learn coding first, and once I learn coding, then maybe I'll focus on other areas of streaming. But right now I think I'm just gonna do streaming as a whole. But yeah, I'm just going off a tangent at this point. But yeah, that was a nice one. I don't know if you were here for it, but from the book I also created this other one. Yeah, it's hard to get viewers with gaming streams too. Yeah, that was the other thing. I was just thinking about like, how can I be different? You know, what's a little bit more niche? Everybody's playing those popular video games, but regardless of that, not many of them are getting good views. So, you know, this is a little bit more niche and it's productive at the same time. Like, when I'm studying alone, I can hardly do 30 minutes, but when I'm streaming it, I'm well past, well, I'm not well past it, but I'm basically at the 1 hour mark, which is awesome, you know? I wouldn't be able to do it without streaming, honestly, so it's just a little ray of hope. Um, and I'm hoping to expand on this too, you know, like once I'm decent with coding, maybe I'll move on to something that's like more advanced within programming or a different subject like philosophy. I'm interested in that as well. But honestly, time will tell. I'm just kind of going with the motion, but still trying to keep a little bit of control on some of these things. But you know, seeing your name, I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll learn about stocks as well. I'm gonna add that to my list. Uh, like I know stocks on a high level, but like I want to do deep dives and learn about options and all the other BS. Like I'm always scared to delve into options. Um, but I want to learn about that too. But honestly, dude, thanks for coming by. Um, it's kind of like helped me put things in perspective. Like making my own program. Like shit, I wouldn't have thought of doing that this early on. No, I'm not Canadian. I'm in the US. So the next chapter is you're already familiar with the print, input, and length functions from the previous chapters. Python provides several built-in functions like these, but you can also write your own function. Okay, so the next chapter is writing your own functions. That's gonna be interesting. Alright, dude, I'm honestly exhausted. Thank you for coming by and thank you for bringing your viewers with you, but I think I'm just gonna stop here and get something to eat. I have a full-time job that's 9 to 5, and right after that, I just started streaming, so I'm gonna take a little break, and I promise I'll come back stronger. Oof, see, already flustering over my words. I promise I'll come back stronger the next time I stream. Alright, there you go. But again, thank you for coming by, and hopefully with time, the community will grow, and I hope your community grows as well, and we can grow together. But yeah, man, for today, I'm gonna call it a day, and see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. EST or 6 p.m. EST. Yeah, bro, I'll be sure to work something out with you. I'm genuinely interested. Um, but until then, peace out.